Hello, always dizzy here. Super tired. Can't even keep my eyes open. It kind of stings to keep them open. That's how tired I am. Even though I did nothing today. Well, that's not true, but hardly did anything. Um, Anyways, I'm going to start with puzzle streak of 40, as I always do before I play any games. The last two nights I did this have been horrible. They each took over 2 hours. Um, yeah, so I'm hoping not to repeat that this time. So I'm going to start at the 1 minute mark as I usually do, and here we go. And I think I can take the rook. Queen is overloaded, it looks like. He does have a check, but I can take that. Yeah, why am I so tired today? Why am I so tired today? Okay, we are black. There's a fork. We have a check. Actually, I was looking at bishop a4, but I don't think that does anything for us here. You know, this is the first line I was looking at, but he has knight e5. But then I might have this. I'm going to play this. That is so underrated. It's not even funny. Not even funny. Check. He has to... Yeah, that wins a rook. Is that mate in one? Check. And then rook g8. Discovery on the queen. We are black. Weird sounds outside. But yeah, rook d8. Take and then rook e8. Check, king g6, and mate on f5, or here. Check, mate in 2. Oh, mate in 2 either way. Take and then a lifeline. I mean a Zwischenzug, not a lifeline. We are white. Check and then promote. Yeah, I assume we take on, I mean, we have to. And we can chase this down. I guess I have to take with the bishop. And we have the right colored bishop here. We can win his rook, but we are currently down a bishop. Or sorry, we're currently down, well, black has 2 minors for the rook is what I'm trying to say. But that does look good. That'll put us up the exchange. I don't see how we would have better. Queen g5 is almost better, but keyword being almost. So I think we do take here. Can I take, I didn't think about that, but we didn't have any other choice. So we can take the rook and then take the bishop. I don't know if my knight is coming out there, but it can always go to b6. And here, well, I guess I only have one move. I can't push the f pawn. Okay. So I could take and then go queen b5 with the double attack or fork. We are black. We have a check. Should pick up material here. We are white. Can we just run that pawn? We are black. We are black again. Maybe rook g4 with the pin. It's looking good. And, well, take our present. His rook should be trapped. Can I take the rook? Is there a rush? I think there is a rush. And we are white. Is this going to be a mate here? Not quite. And then d7. Wait, he's got a knight on c7. Okay, so knight b6. He can't take the pawn because of a fork. So he has to go to the 8th rank somewhere. And then it's mate. So he does give me the fork. And we are white. Bishop e3, he has his Wischenzug. So I think I just take his queen, and then I have a lifeline. Okay, this should be a win. We are white. His bishop looks like it's going to get trapped somehow. Maybe a check. Wins a pawn. Yeah, if he goes here, I'm not sure if taking the rook is enough. Probably I can take here. Oh, wait. Speaking of which, we just reverse that. We are black. Well, pawns want to be pushed. Could also go here. They both look good. This might be better, taking on c4. Yeah, if I go d3, I think he just has king e3, and I'm not defending that. So I think... Oh, no, that's not true. Then I would take, right? So first he would give me a check. Then oh, they both seem good, man. They both seem good to me. It's probably taking on c4, but... But I'm not sure. I'm going to take, and then what? Probably the pawn that's farthest away from his king. Yeah. Plus I'm controlling c1. So push again. It's already unstoppable. Okay, we are black. We could take his queen, but I think this is going to be mate. We are black. I was looking at taking on h2, but it doesn't seem to work. So how about this fork? Actually, could I even do it this way? No, that's what I was just looking at. Yeah, so this check here. If he takes with the rook, then I take on f2, and I'm threatening mate, I'm threatening his rook. He has then rook e2, but then I have mate with the rook here. If he moves his king, I'm taking the queen. And I think I can just take with the rook and then check. I'm up the exchange. It's still close though. Still close there. Don't like that puzzle. I think I can trade queens and then we have a breakthrough here. His king is far too far. We are black. Take. Now, if he moves his king, I'm promoting. So his best chance is... I mean, this is a weird puzzle, because why would I not take? I'm going to promote next move. Right? I don't get it. Because the knight and the queen should be enough to win on their own. Yeah, I mean, I'm taking that. I don't have a problem with queening, but I'm looking for something that's more concrete. Might as well look at this check, because if we get this pawn, it's... Yeah, I mean that would be simpler. That's probably simpler because that's what I'm going to do because it's simpler. But you would think queening here should be winning. I'm going to give the check, but yeah, you would think this is winning, right? We're up a knight. Kind of shocked it's not. I'll look at this one with the engine, but yeah, we're going to give the check first because this is simplest. We just prevent him from queening. Yeah, so I'm going to look at the other line though, because you would think, whoops. Here, you would think that this is also good. Like I don't know exactly how, but you would think that there's got to be, like, you can force a fork. You would really. I'm pretty amazed. Whoops. I'm pretty amazed that I guess I can't. Okay, that there's not a way to do that. You know, that's astonishing. But anyways, I played the correct safe move. I might be able to trade rooks and then this. So take, because I have a discovery on his bishop, but I'm not. I would need to make a second attack. So tired. Oh, there is a fork. We can take on c1 and then rook d2. I'm a little nervous of his everything, but especially his passed d pawn. But that's got to be it. And yeah, I guess we take. Okay, we are white. So let's look at pushing first. Now he does have some checks. He's got some checks. Oh, excuse me. So then I have to go king d1. Then he has another check, but then I can take it on this one too. So I don't know if he has that many checks. But this is a fork. So that does nothing for me. So we'll look at the other check on b7. And I guess that's going to be it. And this is going to be unstoppable, right? Take. I don't know how this is rated 1900. Compared to the puzzles I've been getting lately, these are easy. His rook looks like it's trapped after king c4. So they're really giving easy ones today. Whoops, spoke too soon. But yeah, it's still trapped, h4. And we're done. I'll get one wrong on purpose now. So that took me 20 minutes, which is so much better than they've been lately. 20 minutes, that's what we want. That's how they should be. Solvable. Voice is a little strained for some reason. I'm going to play a game now. Do you want to play a game? Okay, chess. The Alekhine variation. Devious. Tricky. So there's bishop g4 still, if he wants. And I think I'm going bishop e2, if I remember. And then he can castle or bishop g4. I think there is something special after queen d7. Like d5 or something. Maybe c5. Because c5, if he brings his knight back, I don't have to worry about this doubling up for a while. And if knight c5, I forget, but I think this is right. I think it's c5 here. Just go purely off of memory. So what are we doing after knight d5? If I take, it might be bishop b5, but if I take, then I just have some problems with the d pawn again. I can't go bishop b5 right away because he is attacking my bishop. So I think we actually want to keep the bishop. I don't know if I want it on f2 or d2. And then at the end of the day, he is going to castle. So why? Yeah, I mean, I've had this position before. Well, I don't think I want to block the d file because I need to defend it, the d pawn. So I'll put it on f2. There might be knight f4 even. I'll have to give him the bishop. But then I'm losing. No, I could take with the knight. Okay, so we can take with the knight here. But then he's going to castle. Now, actually, I guess I could take with the queen. I could take with the queen. And then we'll put a rook there on d1. Okay, so maybe rook a d1. It's hard to know which rook because he hasn't committed to castling on a side yet. So we'll go with the a rook. That gives him more opportunity to castle queenside. Okay, it's good that he castled kingside. Now h3. It's probably a useful move. So let's play it. If he takes, we take with the queen. Do I want to play g4? Not sure. Do I want knight e4? I think so. f5. Should I be concerned about that? If I take and he takes with the bishop, I can take with the knight. I'm unsure what I think about all that. If he takes with the g pawn, I'm unsure what I think about that. Probably g4. But yeah, definitely not clear. But this might come regardless of if I play knight e4 or not. g4, I'm not really sure how I'm proceeding after bishop g6. I guess I have h4 if I want to be a little crazy. Yeah, so g4 and then h4 maybe? Seems so wrong. h5? What about this? No. Okay, we'll play g4. I don't have another plan other than maybe like doing some pawn storm on the queen side. Okay, so now I can put knight or bishop. Actually, I can't because he's attacking d4. So maybe we need to push the f pawn. I have no f pawn. God. Maybe I have to defend. No, because he can just double up at any point. I don't know. This guy is so quick, eh? Fast. Okay, so h4. Okay, I have no time now. I don't know. He got me out of the opening. Knew more theory than I did. Oh, I'm so tired. So if f5, I don't know if I want h5. He might be able to just take here. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I win a pawn. And then check, but my king sucks. That might be playable, though. Could also close things up with g4, g5. He's got a passed pawn, technically. I don't think I like bishop h5 at the end of that, though. Bing, bang, boom. I don't like that. That's terrible. So, yeah, I think I would have to play h5, and then if takes, check. King h8, and then probably queen e4. Yeah. So he might have to bring the bishop back. Then I can play g5 maybe. But yeah, I don't know. Not confident here. Oh, I need to wake up or go to bed. Okay, he got a little nervous there. I guess I will push. He might try to put the bishop on g4. At this point, I really have to speed up though and just it's more or less play on instinct. So if he does go to f5, no, he wants bishop d3, which is not a threat. I think I can just push here. And I guess he wants f4. I don't really want to take. Do I have queen b5? He's got c6. Knight e4. He still comes in here, but I don't think it does anything. Let's go there to e4, pre-move the recapture. Yeah, knight f4, we go queen e3. And we could repeat that if he wants. My bishop is terrible. Very bad bishop. His bishops aren't much better. Well, especially his dark squared bishop. Yeah. So we will repeat this one. I mean, technically, I might want to consider this. No, we need to cover the e4 pawn. Can he take? And then is there some fork after that? There is a check. But my bishop sucks anyway, so joke's on him. Joke's on him. And we take with the rook or the king, not the queen. Let's take with the rook. Hang on though. Yeah. Oh, got to be a little bit careful. There might be takes. So we have to take with the king. That was a good. Yeah, that was a good. Or does it still work for him? It shouldn't because I'm protected. That's why I took with the king instead of the rook. Okay, so that went well. He should not have traded off my bishop. Because that was a terrible bishop for me. And now I don't have, yeah, we will trade here. Even though I had an attack, I like that he doesn't have a weak backward pawn to play with anymore. Okay, so now we should be at least equal. Still a little low in the clock. We want to put the knight here, but first let's get this king. It's hard to tell where to put it, eh? Okay, we'll put it on g3, and then I'm going to put the knight on f4, and we'll start the maneuver. Start the procedure. Now we're going to move the knight to f4, and yeah, I don't like that. So he's opened the B file, and he's going to be faster. Technically, I could take with what? Okay, so we got to move in. I have very little time. And he's got rook a3 at the end. Shit. Technically, I'm okay there, but no. Oh, God, this is bad all of a sudden. Yeah, it's hard. I've got no time. Okay, we have this Zwischenzug. I don't know if he needs to move it or... I think I'm fine with trading one pair. I'll trade one pair. He's got to go back. If I do this, he can come in. I don't know if I can win this. Trying to get that in. To draw. Okay. If I had more time there, maybe I can convert the win. I'm not sure if that's winning or not, but I had no time. I'm okay with the draw because I was so short on the clock. I guess I could have brought the rook to h8. But even then, I'm not so sure. Because he can run the f pawn. Yeah, but that might have been winning. This might have been the way to win. Yeah, but I had no time. So I went for this. Yeah, I just didn't have time. Yeah, so maybe going to h8 was a win. Let's take a look at that. What's the engine? Yeah, I was winning, I think. Yeah. Was it here? Yeah, it's rook. Oh, no. I guess there were 3 different ways to win here. There was king d6. Oh, yeah, king d6, preventing his king escape square. And there was rook b5. That's a surprising one. Not sure what that's doing. And then I thought, so every move is, I made the one losing move. Yeah, this is winning as well. I was going to go here. Oh, this would have been simpler. Ah, how did I miss that? It's interesting because you would think. Oh, all that does is repeat. Never mind. Yeah, all that does is repeat to give us another chance to play king d6. So, so there was king d6, and then there was rook b5, which I don't understand. And there was rook b3. He's paralyzed here. But this is simplest, king d6. Oh, my mouth is so dry. Dead chat tonight. Yeah, Yeah, so that was a huge blunder here. But I had no time. I had to just go off instinct, but my instinct was wrong. Earlier in the game, yeah, so this queen d7. No, I guess c5 is a mistake. Any other move was better. Okay. So that was a mistake. And then, yeah, I wasn't sure here. So g4 was apparently good. Doesn't like h4 though. It's suggesting d5. I never even considered d5. D5. Yeah, we're just threatening d6, right? If he ignores it, we just go d6. And we're too strong here. Take with the c pawn, not the f pawn. Why? I guess, oh, he escapes. Yeah, but I should have considered d5. Didn't even consider it. And already here, I'm starting to get a little low on the clock. Okay, I'll play another one. $20.94 opponent. Oh, it's a new account. Or it's, well, it's not new, but it's provisional. Okay, 2000 opponent. The Alapin. Queen c2 and then d4 is always. So I can play e5. He plays d4 anyways, and then we get some annoying stuff, often isolated pawn. I think this is not a good structure, I believe, if we allow d4. And then take. I think that's supposed to be not good. So I have trouble with this opening. So castles d4, cd, cd. I think that's supposed to be not so good for us. So I'm really inclined to play e5, even though that's still very awkward. He might play d3 then, and then my bishop just looks funny. Unless I just let him play d4 and I don't react. I don't take it. I'm going to play e5 though. Wait, maybe e6 is the secret. Castles d4, e6. I'm going to try that. d4, e6. Goes d3. I'm really curious to look at that after the game. So I could go b5. I could go, like, what's wrong with b5 right away? Let's play it. Yeah, really curious about the previous move there. Go a5. This is a little weak though, because he might have e5 now. Okay. This is now a little weak. So now we move our knight so that we protect c5 and we open up the bishop. Okay, I could go rook e8, just lining things up. Could improve the bishop. Let's improve the bishop. Okay, do we want to crack things open now? Maybe queen b6? Do I care about this? Kind of. No, I don't think I want to take. Queen b6, d5. Okay, I'm going to go queen b6. It's a little scary walking right into the diagonal of his bishop, but if he goes d5, we have knight e5. And if he takes, I think we have to take with a pawn. If we take with a knight, he might have b4. Yeah. So he might do it anyways. It might be hard for him to resist. It's a hope chess move. But yeah, I mean, I'll take with the pawn. Even then, does he still have... No, because then I can recapture with the knight. Oh, excuse me. He wants to get rid of my bishop now. Is it time? Okay, then I have knight b5, but then he's got discoveries. My brain is tired of thinking. So what about b4? If c4, then he only has 3 defenders. I have 4 attackers here I can take. If he takes on c5, then I have to take with the knight. So I'll pre-move that. Oh, it's complicated though, right? It requires calculating. I don't know why I'm so tired. I mean, I woke up at 10:45 and then I browsed my phone for an hour in bed, so I didn't get out of bed until close to noon or around noon. And it's only 9 hours later, 9.5 hours later. Why am I so tired? Yeah, I shouldn't be this tired. I don't know. Not healthy. Not a healthy person. A lot of medical issues. Losing focus here. But at least the puzzle streak went well. I'm happy about that. 20 minutes. Okay, a4. Can I not take and then take? because again, I've got 4 attackers. He only has 3 defenders, right? So maybe he has, oh, he's got a Zwischenzug. Interesting. That's what he's calculated. So take knight d5, take, and what's the end result of that? Then I can attack him. I think, okay, I think I'm better there. So knight d5, take, and then after he takes in d7, I go rook d, yeah, I go rook here. Unless I can find something even better, but no, I'm gonna go with this. Yeah, I think I calculated it correctly. Not to mention I'm on his rook. But yeah, takes, and I just go rook d8, rook fd8. The puzzles have paid off. Okay, so he took the pawn. So I'm just up a piece here. He wanted to keep his good knight. Maybe queen a7, but then he can come in here later. I could go queen d8. I can almost take on e3. Yeah, so queen a7, maybe I let him get in here if he wants to so bad. Because I don't want to go to d8. It discombobulates my pieces. They don't synergize. Hello, Moscow. He protects his rook, so maybe e6 now, kicking out his knight. He does have a square to go to, but let's not overthink it. It does weaken my e-pawn, but yeah, maybe not yet then, hey? Because it does weaken, but then I'm always threatening a check. Okay, yeah, let's kick it out. Oh wait, I screwed up. Oh shit. Oh well. Okay, well it's still okay. It's still okay. We'll go to d8, protecting my knight, and then because we're threatening e3. Okay, but I also, oh wait, yeah. So I gave him b5. I'm gonna have to go to b8. Thank you, Moscow. I don't think it's a good quality. You mean the visual? Yeah, so I've got queen c5. I don't see how he continues to harass me there. He can go knight takes, but then I've got bishop a6. I think I'm okay there. So let's do that. So queen c5. So knight d6, bishop a6. Possibly he goes to d1, but I'm not too concerned. And if he goes to e1, I have bishop f3. Okay. So I could offer a queen trade to start. I can always do that later. Maybe I kind of like this. He doesn't have a good discovery on my queen. So yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to brave being in front of his rook, because we always have places to go, and he doesn't have a good discovery. Yeah, well, I don't always talk often. I'm like today I'm super tired, and my voice gets really strained from talking. But yeah, I usually try to talk. So we can offer a queen trade here. I'm getting really low on the clock now. Okay, so I'm getting a little nervous of my queen not having a lot of squares, but I do have options. Worst case scenario, I can probably trade it for a rook. And since I'm already up a piece, it's not the worst thing. The main issue for me here is the clock situation. There's no increment here. Okay, queen e2. So I could trade knights. My queen is trapped. My queen is trapped, so I think we have to avoid that trap. Yeah, that was very nearly a problem. And now we just want to trade because we are up a knight and a pawn. Yeah, we're up a knight and a pawn. Was this a dragon? No, this was... Okay. How do we take this? We take this way because if he moves his queen, we're threatening mate. That's the main reason. So if bishop c2, I don't know. I moved somewhere. But what was the opening? That's a good question. It was an Alapin, I think. It was a weird Alapin. Yeah, it was a weird Alapin. He played like a bishop d3, but not even the normal bishop d3 Alapin. Okay, I need an answer for bishop c2 here. So I mean, yeah, There's a lot of options. Yeah, I might get in here. Just because. I mean, I have to play really on intuition a bit at this point because I only have 1:45. My pieces are very uncoordinated right now. Do we want this? That doesn't make sense. Okay, you know what? We're going to go here. And then try to get into b5. The downside to that is that a5 is... If he can win a5, this causes pain for me. I think visually the knight looks good on b5, but it doesn't really achieve much there. So my bishops are great. My rooks are not. Okay. So I'm actually going to go here. It's a very weird move. I got to play quicker. But for some reason, I like to be on the e pawn on e3. Because it's very easy for his queen to stray. Yeah, I'll put... Okay, so we'll plop into there. So low on the clock. Okay, pin here. Now his queen is really starting to become a little bit overloaded. Do I want to start pushing? Yeah, now we push the d pawn. Push. Okay. Attack. And then look at that. Start to get in there. We don't have to touch anything there. So yeah, let's come in. This doesn't really do anything, but it almost does. My rooks couldn't be more useless. We have a check. And then look at that. We did finally get the e3 pawn. And we get... Okay, now he can... Okay, he's really screwing up a lot now. Okay. So that went pretty well, but I did get low on the clock. Ugh. So let's take a look at that from the beginning. So it was an Alapin with an early bishop d3. And what I'm most curious about is in these positions, as I was saying during the game, dealing with this d4, I often get into a bad position. But then after a long think, I think the solution is to play e6 after. Like if he plays, how do you play d4? I think the computer doesn't like taking just because these pawns are pretty strong. So I think it might be actually like if d4, I think it's actually e6. But I could be completely wrong about that. In any case, I'm curious what the computer will recommend. Then I just grabbed some space because he let me, and opened up my bishop. I think queen e1 was probably not good. And queen b6, scary move to play, but just x-raying d4. Grab some more space. A4 is probably not good. And then, yeah, here he drops a pawn, and I saw knight d5, but I had this rook d8. Had he taken the queen, and then takes the knight, I just go rook f d8, and I should be good there, right? I'm up a pawn because he has to go back. Oh, I guess he actually gets to go back. So maybe I do the other rook. Otherwise, he gets to escape with tempo on my rook on a8. So instead of rook f d8, maybe I go rook a d8. Then he has to play knight b6, and I'm up a pawn. But this pawn isn't going to survive, but then I'm winning the exchange. So I did outcalculate him there, I think. I always analyze without an engine and then with an engine. Because the logic is if you go straight to the engine, you're not going to instill what you learned as much as if you hypothesize your like the best moves. Yeah, because then you just look at the engine and you're like, oh yeah. So I think it's better to do it without the engine first. And yeah, just wanted to keep an eye on this pawn. I didn't want to put it back on d8 because that's just undeveloping. And yeah, I didn't see a good discovery for him, so I kept it on c5. And we're just up a piece here. I just had to not drop anything, really. And he was the one to eventually slip up. But I was already up material here. So, okay, let's look at that with the engine. Somebody ran it already? Wow, no inaccuracies. I'll take that. So I'm mostly curious about the opening. What? 26 move? 26 move line? Okay, so I'm mostly curious about the opening. Yeah, so this was a blunder. Oh yeah, sorry, we already went past where I wanted to look at. So it was here. Yeah, so castling is the main line, I guess. Yeah, I was considering e5, but I think this is a little uncomfortable to play when you get this backward d pawn. I'm not sure. I guess there's a lot of options here. But yeah, I don't really, I guess it's an isolated op. I don't really like playing with the Isolani. Yeah, so I castled. And then, so this is what I was curious about. So if d4, do we play e6? I guess you can play e6. And I guess you can take on d4 here. So I must be thinking of a different line. Maybe it's here where like e6 is really bad. But I guess I'm thinking about a different line. So d4, the main line is actually taking. It's suggesting that d5 is a move. That's a weird ass move though. Yeah, I don't even know. This is too complicated for me. That's weird. D5 is weird. Yeah, so E6 is actually fine. But so is taking. Taking would have been perfectly acceptable. And then maybe it's E5 because I remember there's a weird move. Maybe I guess it's E5, and then if D5, what's the point of knight B4? Oh. Oh, I think I looked at this before. Yeah. So we win the bishop trade. Hmm. Yeah, like he's gotta give us the bishop. But even so, like this is, but what are we doing here? Like, but yeah, that's playable. Hey, and then you have knight b4. Um. Okay, yeah, but e5 is such a uncomfortable move to play. Yeah, I don't know. It's not. I don't find any of this comfortable. This is uncomfortable for black. Okay, I'm gonna play another one, even though I'm super tired here. Okay, 22-21 opponent. Shimon 64 must be a Michael Jackson thing. We got a Carol Khan. Have not had many Carols lately. I quite enjoy playing against a Carol Khan. Tartakower variation here. Yeah, okay, we're going to get the what's it called? I forget the name of it. It's a two-player name. So you can play c3 here. You can go knight f3. I'm going to go c3. I'm trying to remember the name. What is the name of it? The two players from the 50 Bronstein-Larsen variation. Okay, and yeah, I'm going to go knight f3. I'm trying to remember. And then I think we go g3, if I remember correctly. And there's nothing to fear here but fear itself. We're going to castle right into this open file, and white is perfectly happy here. Because the knight goes to h4 in most cases, and there's no way to penetrate white's attack here, or fianchetto, fianchetto here. So yeah, there's a guy at the tournament, an older fellow who plays at the tournaments I go to. He plays this Bronstein-Larsen line, and so I've analyzed it a decent amount. Yeah, so we just play knight h4 here, and we're going to do it right away. I don't want to wait for him to do it because I'm a little bit worried about him sacking. Even then, I think we're technically fine because he just doesn't have any pieces developed. Yeah, well, I don't like playing against the Alapin at all. At all. Okay. Geez, interesting. Because if I take, I weaken his e-pawn, but I'm giving him fuel to attack me with. So I don't think I quite want that. I could go rook e1 or queen b3. Then taking looks good. I like both options. I might start with rook e1 because why not? The rook serves no purpose on the f file. And my queen still might want to go to b6. Queen f3 doesn't really do much because he can just defend his f6 pawn. So if knight d7, I'm not sure what I'm doing with my dark squared bishop. Ooh. I don't know. This is starting to become kind of weak, it seems. And then take. How did he recapture? Was the bishop? I mean, he's technically fine there. No, bishop, I've got f4. Bing, bang, boom, boom, f4. He's got his Zwischenzug, though. Check, which doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. So he has to take with the f pawn. And then that's got to be good, though. Take, take, take. I don't see an exact follow-up, though. Could I change the move order? Not really. Doesn't really make sense. We're close to something here. Take on e5. F takes. Maybe I go f4 there. Okay, I'm gonna pull the trigger now. His king's in the middle. It seems like the right time. The timing is right. Okay, now we reevaluate. Queen b3, threatening things. How did he deal with that? Queen e7. Maybe. I could also go maybe bishop g5. Because that kind of sets things up a little bit. If knight d7. Maybe even... Okay, we got to do this. This looks too good. Bishop g5 looks too good. So that one we won't think about longer. Yeah, okay. So now maybe queen b3. Threatening queen e6. He's got knight c5. So maybe I start with b4. Okay, let's go b4. I'm gonna need to start playing slightly quicker. I guess he could castle here, and that's probably good. He doesn't, though. He probably should have castled. Okay, so again, queen b3, because how did he stop this? How? Here? Yeah, probably. Knight f6, eh? Because I give a check and he just goes queen e7. Yeah. So knight f6, he's fine. I can't believe he's fine. He shouldn't be fine. Maybe I attack this. There we go. Oh my god, is that possible? That's such a weird move. I could also... Oh, how about here? Then we have rook a d1. This has to be good. Come on. And then we have rook a d1. I like how I'm playing. I think I'm playing very well. I think I'm playing very well. Okay, so if rook g8, then rook a d1 probably. Keep it simple. Yeah, don't need to think beyond that, I feel. F4 might be good too. But I want to get all the pieces in, right? Morphy style here. Plus F4 is queen b6, which is not a problem, but F4 is when we're desperate. I just want to get all the pieces in. Bring all the pieces to the party. Rook A D1. I didn't consider that. Damn. He can castle here. That's that. Oh, I got H4. Okay. I gotta go H4. I guess I had F4 too. Maybe. Yeah. Possibly F4 there. But yeah, we'll go H4. And is knight F6 a thing? He's thinking about it. Yeah. I feel I've got like this here. Bishop H3 and then take. That's my good bishop. How about I just go Rook A D1 again? Oh, he can still just castle though. Yeah, I don't want him to castle. I think I got to go Bishop H3 or here. I might have to give that up. How do I decide? Bishop H3. I could almost like take and then go here. No. Okay. So boom. Yeah, takes. Yeah, his bishop should be bad there, I think. But then he's got Rook A D8. No, my bishop is there. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Which one of these? If I go here, he's got knight G. Oh, do I have F3 there? He can give me a check, but okay. This is okay. So bing bang. Take. Yeah. If I go F3, and he gives me a check. That's kind of dangerous. I can come back. Ooh, that should be winning, right? No, his knight's there. Okay, I'll do it this way. Damn, I don't know. I don't have more time to think here. But Bishop H3, it's close to working. But knight G4 F3 and then Queen B6, King G2. He's mating me, right? Queen F2. What did he take? That was a bishop. Right. Okay, so I will take with the rook. And we just have an Isolani to play against, but he defended very well there. Yeah, I don't know. Bishop H3 was close to working, but yeah, just knight G4 seemed like. I mean, Queen. Yeah, if I go F3 and then Queen B6, I have problems on F2 there. But then I had here, right? Yeah, I missed Bishop E3. Oh well. So we do have this check, which I'll try to time. I'm going to go here first, or where do we go? Yeah, we go here because he can't go to D8. Okay. I'm so curious about the Bishop H3 line after. I want to look at that after. So check, he's safe, right? We're not achieving anything there. Maybe I can run the C pawn. He wants to trade that off. Could I do this? I have to be careful here. Okay, maybe I'm fine. Okay, let's play it. Oh, I might be losing a pawn there. Okay, I might be losing a pawn because he attacks me here after. I mean, I'll get the B pawn, but he'll get the G pawn. And then it'll just be a rook and pawn ending. I hope that Bishop H3 line wasn't winning, but it might have been. Actually, what am I talking about? He can't do this. He's got to go to D8 or E8. Yeah. Okay. And then, yeah, we will grab what we can. He's got rook f3. Okay, I'll take this one because this gives me a passed pawn on the A file. So I'll give up the G pawn. If he takes here, oh, I can almost take. Can I go? Oh, I can't quite do that. So we just come back. I got to play quicker here. Might have been better to prevent his king from getting in here, but I just don't have time. Okay, there. Protects it. F4. F4 anyways. Push. What am I doing? I probably should have taken, I don't know. I could have played this. I didn't have to play it immediately, right? I just don't have time. My time management is so bad. The bane of my existence. I'm like 200 rated time management. Passed pawns are meant to be pushed. No, I can lose this. I'm really slow. I'm old and slow. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Whoops. I told you I could lose it. My brain just shuts off. My brain just shuts off when I'm low in time. Okay. I'll try another one. Yeah, time pressure is my kryptonite. Okay, playing a 2012 with a brand new account. We will dodge the brand new account. And here we have, okay, 2270, or 2272. Why don't I play with the increment? Because I've always played 10-0, and that's, like, I like to track my progress or lack thereof over time. And so if I change to a different pool, I won't know if I've actually improved or if it's the different pool, right? If I start playing with the increment, maybe I'm 2300, right? But it's a different pool, so that's why I don't do it. I mean, the last game okay, we have the atoms. Yeah, because I mean, last game I was winning. I just need, the blunder doesn't really mean anything to me. Like, if it was, I mean, yeah. Okay, now I think it's D5 here. And then E5 is not good for white. By the way, the atoms attack used to be one of my most hated openings to play against. So, but he doesn't play E5. He plays like what might be the best move. Now, I don't know what to do here. Knight c6, I'm kind of left with the awkward bishop, but then I can always play c5. So I'll try that and then I'll analyze it later instead of analyzing it while I'm playing. Hello, Sai. How do I well, I don't know. I like openings. But this one I don't know very well, obviously. Okay. Whoa, he moved. What do you do? Bishop e3. Okay. So, what do we do here? Bishop b4 is interesting. Let's do that. Yeah, and I just don't want to get into time trouble again because that's really where I get into trouble. No, I don't think I've ever bought an opening course or an opening book. I do everything through the engine. Yeah. Any tips on improving? Well, judging by how I'm playing, I wouldn't be the right person to ask. But it's the general stuff. What are you currently doing to try to improve? And what's your rating and where and what time control? Because, yeah. Okay. Casting sounds like a good idea. I might do the same thing. I wonder if I should just take, because those pawns can't be so great. But then he can play c4 later. I think I actually want to take. I know I give him the bishop pair and everything, but I'm going to castle kingside, and I don't know. These pawns just don't feel so great. And I can actually win another pawn. I don't know. This guy's 2272, but it doesn't feel like he's playing like one. Plus, I just removed the defender of e4, right? So yeah, I don't understand what he's doing here. So do we want to take with the knight on e4 or the pawn? We don't want to take the knight first because then he takes with the queen and he defends the e4. If I take with the knight, and he gives, I think I actually want to take with the knight, but it's a tough one. Plus he might have g5. Okay, we're going to take with the knight. If I take with the pawn, he might have had g5 there, removing the defender of e4. So Sai is 1400 on rapid. What site? But what are you doing to improve right now? That's always the first question I ask. Okay. Okay, so my pawns are a little discombobulated as well. So I could force the queens off, but then I also activate one of his rooks. So I think, well, it's going to happen either way. If I should probably trade queens first, because then I can castle. Because if I take the knight, then he takes here. But is that really such a big deal? It's kind of the same either way, really. It doesn't really make a difference. Okay, so I'm up a pawn, but my bishop sucks, and I'm probably going to lose my e-pawn. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is white. I don't know who's. Yeah, white might be slightly better here. So I'm thinking f6 to get my. No, this sucks. This position sucks, man. What am I supposed to do here? This position really sucks. Okay, so if I go rook b8, I mean, can he just come in here? This is a terrible position. Suddenly he turned this around. How do I get out of this mess? What about e5? And then if rook e6, no, I have to give a pawn or two away, I think. So I think I'm going to go f6. And then he comes in. I'm going to, yeah, we got to escape this crap. So I'm going to go f6, king f7. We have to give away at least one pawn. There's no way around that. Even then, my position is ugly. Okay, so yeah, king f7. We'll just get that done and over with. And so he's greedy. He took both files away from me. So I'm going to have to play e5. He might win both pawns, as I say. And he's probably going to win this pawn too. So he really turned that around. I wonder if I had something better a couple moves ago. You know, when I took on d1. Okay, so maybe e5 now. And to get the bishop some life. I think I navigated this properly, but I don't like what has transpired though. Yeah, so I'm thinking bishop e6. And go from there. So if he doubles up on the d file, I think I'm okay. He can march with king up here. I mean, I prefer white. I'd rather be white here, I think. Because this pawn's going to fall eventually. This is weak. My bishop is good now. But yeah, I feel this pawn isn't holdable. And his pieces are more active than mine. Yeah, so if he comes in, rook a d6. I guess I would take, okay, so he wants to save that. So now, what about a rook offer? Rook trade. I'm liking that idea. And I shall play it. And pre-move. Okay, so he's going to come in there. Okay, so now what? Maybe king, oh, I can't do that. So maybe king e8. It is opposite color bishop, so I have drawing chances here. So king e8. And that looks pretty good, except for this sad nugget. So that sucks. That sucks. Yes, I could prevent that, but then his king is coming in. And that sucks. So I could go bishop c5. But then he's still going to come in and he's going to grab that pawn. I don't like that. That pawn's going to die. So if he comes in here, I can defend it for a while. But if you bring, okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. And because now his king can't go to f1 for one thing. So if it goes rook e1, then I go bishop e5. So king g2 might ultimately need to be played. And then I'm not sure what I'm doing. I have to move one of these pawns. G6? Yeah, king g2, g6 maybe. Preparing f5. Actually, what about king g2, king g6? Vivek, no, I've been streaming for a long time. An hour 40. Yeah, I did it in 20 minutes today, the puzzle streak. So finally, you know. Yeah, I think I'm going to go g6 if king g2, but possibly king g6. Possibly. What I don't like about that is this. Okay, well, are we going to go for this? I guess we are. And h5 maybe. Does this do anything? Yeah, I don't like this. Okay, h5, he can't go rook g8. Or rook he can go rook g7, but so okay, I think I should go opposite colored bishops. We're going to do this. Gives me good drawing chances here. So he wins a pawn, but it's opposite colored bishops. I have good drawing chances here. I think he missed this idea. He wants to fix his pawns. So this has not changed. I think I can just start marching mine. I could also improve the king a little bit. So would this actually benefit me? I don't think it would hurt, although it does hurt. It does hurt. Ooh. That does hurt. So I'm going to trade then so that my king can support these guys. The problem is he's got this pastor here. That's one issue. But yeah, let's bring this in to support my backward, or my bottom e-pawn, I'll call it. He's got one too. And I think I can grab that. So we have a target acquired. Goliath from StarCraft. You guys are too young to know that. Okay. So yeah, can I go after this now? I feel like I can. Plus I'm covering h5 after he gives me a check. Now maybe I just come down. Because this could become a problem. I'm going to go here though, because it stops his king. Yeah, so I'm going to grab this one now. Okay. Yeah, so he's hoping that he's going to kind of create a floating square. And he might. He will get 2 pawns here, because my king's going to have to stop this one. Or my king could stop this one, and then my bishop could stop this one. I'm going to lose because I don't have enough time to think. Yeah, because he's going to push, take, boom. He's going to get those 2. Okay. Still wondering if I can. Yeah, okay. No, yeah, I'll pre-move. Okay. It's a draw, but I'll get flagged, but I'm used to that. That's why I don't gain rating. Yeah, I'm gonna flag. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it there, because that's 2 games in a row now against 2200s where I just ran out of time. So that's going to be it for me today, but thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully when I have more energy. Have a good night.